Alright, hopefully the background noise isn't too loud for you, but welcome to the Spastastic Garage of Madness. What are we going to be doing today? We are going to be making a fishing lure from scratch, technically. Now, what kind of fishing lure? Because they make so many different shapes and sizes, and you can just go buy them in the store for like $2, $3, $4. Why would I make one at home? Well, it's because the one that I want to make, they don't sell in the store. They haven't sold in the store for a very long time. And it's based off of this Dodger right here, or a flasher, or whatever you want to call it. Now, what you do with one of these is you have a little snubber, you put this in the line, you tie a little bit of leader, you put whatever lure you fancy on the back of it, and it's meant to catch salmon or trout. I was figuring if this attracts the fish, why not make something smaller that's just a lure? I mean, if this sets the fish off, why wouldn't the lure set the fish off that's way smaller than this? Now, they do make smaller ones of these, and they do make larger ones of these. I mean, they make some that are small enough that you could probably just put a hook on them and fish with them. But we're not doing that today. Now, what are we making the lure out of? Well, I got brass here. And where did I get this brass? I just purchased it off of Amazon. I mean, I typed in alpha brass. It was the kind of brass that I was going to work with. But I have a thicker piece and I have a thinner piece. We're going to be working with a thinner piece today. And as I said before, with the airplane noises in the background, if you can actually hear them, there's nothing I can do about that. I should have recorded this video an hour ago because I think the airport opens at 11, so I'm just going to have to deal with it. And I also live in the world's loudest neighborhood, too. But that aside, all the tools that you need to do this with, you can literally purchase at Harbor Freight. Now, the one tool you might not have that I do have access to is a good bench vise. Now, I'm pretty sure this bench vise actually came from Harbor Freight forever ago. But all the tools that you need that I'm going to show in here, you can legitimately pick up at Harbor Freight. You can pick up the grinding disc, the cut wheels, all that stuff too. But since me standing here and talking would be boring, let's go ahead. Let's cut out a little section of this. I'm going for roughly around 3/4 of an inch. I don't have a marker to mark that, so I'm just going to eyeball it and half-ass it. So let's go ahead. Let's put this in the vise. Put it in the vise. I'm going to have to plug in my grinder, which I have multiples. But jump cut. All right, so I went and I found a marker and a tape measure, and I measured it roughly 3/4 of an inch thick. There's no way in hell I'm going to cut this in a straight line. Let's see if I can zoom it in a little bit closer. This is professional, very professional. Go figure. I got crap in the background that's just causing me so I can't do this. But I got my angle grinder here with one of these screw-on cut wheels. Good luck finding one of those. I think that's an industrial purchase because I've looked for one of these things a lot in the store and I cannot find them. Most of them you have to sit there and you have to put the little cap on. Just a little food for thought. But this is going to be kind of loud, so let's just deal with that. I'm going to cut the little piece out. It's going to fall on the floor. It's going to be thermonuclear hot, you know, typical. Also helps if you tighten the vise. Where'd it go? Oh, it's on the table. And you may notice I'm wearing a lack of safety gear, but boom, started the lure. Now, there is one thing I could do with this before I started actually pounding away on it, because we're going to go over outside to the Anvil, the world's loudest neighborhood, is that I could drill the holes that I wanted it right now, and it'd be a lot easier, but I don't do that because I want to shape it before I actually put the holes in it, and I don't want to freaking have a little half moon in the back of it where I would normally put stuff. So that's just a little bit of food for thought. But yeah, that's roughly around 3/4 of an inch thick. Let's go ahead and let's go outside to the world's loudest neighborhood and listen to airplanes and trains and my neighbors being loud and shit. So jump. All right, the microphone's really close to my face, so we're just going to have to deal with that. But anyhow, I got my little chunklet right here. Got a pair of vice grips, actual vice grip brand, the original. But no, this part right here is pretty simple. It is actually just the fun part. That'll probably work. You just got to take this. You need a good ball peen hammer. Not necessarily this one. I would have preferred Nest Wing, but you know, details. By the way, I cannot see the screen, so I do not know if I'm in frame or not. And here comes the fun part. You see, I got my little chunklet of brass. I got it set in a freaking pair of vice grips. How well is it in the vice grips? Pretty good. But I'm going to take the ball peen part of the hammer, And I'm just going to simply... I hope you can see what I'm doing, because I don't know if I'm in frame or not, but... This is a really simple lure to make. Hopefully I'm not being too loud and blowing your eardrums out with this. Because I don't want it curved too much. But as you can see right there, hopefully this is in frame, is it's got a little bit of a curve to it. Now, I don't want too much of a curve to it, as I said, but just switch sides on the vice grips, and they will leave little indents in the brass, but that's not a big deal. The only thing I'm not going to show you in this video is how to paint these, because it's just as simple. You just scuff them up and you paint them. But as you can see right there, we got pretty much the basic shape that I was looking for, and it was that fast to hammer out. Now I got to go get the angle grinder and shape this. I mean, that's not. I don't know if I want that. If that's what I want for the absolute finish of it. Let's see, how level does it sit down there? See how good of a job I did on that. Oh hell yeah, I did a really good job on that. But yeah, that was the basic shape that I was going for. Where I'm gonna have to go grab the angle grinder, and I'll have to do a jump cut on that one, and we're gonna have to figure something out about camera positioning, because I really cannot see what I'm doing. If I'm holding this out of frame, sorry. But yeah, that's basically how you do it. Now, if you work with a thicker piece of brass and you want to shape it more and like do a bit more of like your traditional spoon, you might have to anneal it, which you can do with a torch and a little cup of water. I'm not going to show that because I didn't need to do that. That was actually a fairly quick process. So yeah, just use the ball peen part, round it out just a little bit, and call her good. So jump cut. All right, you have no idea how big of a pain in the ass is to set these camera shots up when you can barely see the freaking viewfinder. But this part here is also a fun part. I mean, like I still got the burr on here from cutting it, so this is going to be kind of loud. I'm going to actually audio equalize it so it's not blowing your eardrums out. But yeah, no, this is the easy part. Well, this actually isn't the easy part, but this is also a fun part. Now, is a grinder this size really necessary? No, not at all. I used to work in an industrial environment, and it required that I needed a bigger grinder. So that's why I have these Milwaukee power tools, because I went for the top of the shelf because I was abusing my tools, including this one. So let's go ahead and let's shape this thing, and let's then we'll I might paint them. I doubt it, but yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Just like that. Well, just like that. Hell yeah. Didn't really drill that one centered, but, you know, details. That's where I'll put the hook. But no, just deburring it. The simple process is just kind of round it off with a file. Not necessarily like the most unintuitive thing on the planet. I mean, a cheap file goes a long ways. I mean, they've gotten pretty good at making them nowadays. I could have probably used my deburr tool to deburr the freaking hole on this. And that works just fine. Rounding the hole at the tip of the file. Hell yeah. In a minute, we're going to be taking this over to the pond, and I'm going to see if I can somehow film its action. Maybe. Might do that. But no, I mean, I'm going to put a hook on it and whatnot. I mean, I've already made a lure kind of like this. Kind of like this. But, yeah, it didn't exactly turn out perfectly the way I wanted to with the curvedness. But I did it fairly quickly. So that is a thing. I did do this fairly quickly. But yeah, that's just how you can quickly hammer out a little lure. I mean, like if you wanted to make like a dished out one that came out in a certain size and whatnot, there's a lot more effort involved with it. Especially if you're using that thicker brass that I have. I mean, you will actually at some point in time probably have to anneal it. I don't have to deal with this thinner stuff because it just shapes pretty quickly. But yeah, we'll go ahead and put a split ring and a hook in here. If I have to explain that process, there's no helping you. But yeah, I'm gonna take a little sand and sponge, and I'm gonna smooth the thing. Actually, I need to take my gloves off for this. I'm gonna take the sand and sponge. I'm gonna smooth this out. We'll go throw a hook on it and go see if I can fill burn the water. If I can't, I'll just put a sorry, no footage. But before we do that, you might want to ask yourself, where am I gonna get split rings? You can get them at Walmart. You can get them at Michael's. You can get them off of Lure Parts online and stuff like that. If you're actually looking for the actual stuff, the hooks, you can just buy them at Walmart or your local hardware store, or your local sporting goods section. If I really need to explain any more than that, I really don't know. I mean, but if you do actually have questions and stuff like that, do ask in the comment section. I will be more than happy to answer them. Time for a lame demonstration of a freaking lure's action. I caught a stick. Got that lazy action I was going for. Hopefully that came over on camera. So yeah, this is a homemade fishing lure. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. It only took a few minutes to make. Now I just got to freaking go ahead and go paint it, whatever I feel like painting it with, and go ahead and go catch some fish with her. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it wasn't too horrible. I mean, it would have been a lot easier had I actually had somebody to help me do it, but you know, I am a one-man show. But anyhow, I'm Spaztastic. You're watching Spaztastic TV. If you watched this far, go ahead and leave a fish emoji down in the comment section. Go ahead and check out one of these other two fishing related videos. They're also things. And thank you for watching.